All right, let's see what the cards have to say for this eclipse season. King of Cups, Four of Swords. I think that things really are settling this month. Page of Pentacles in reverse. You've been working hard for quite a while, and you have recently refused breadcrumbs in some way. You've been asking for more, and you've been drawing back your energy from things that don't serve you. I know that that might sound really vague, but we have the Temperance card here as well. And so this really highlights the message of things settling. It feels like coalescing, or like a mosaic of sorts. Like it's almost as if you're going to experience a moment during this eclipse season where it feels as though all of your life has been leading you in this position. With Leo season here, it's like Leo is the star. Shooting stars are coming to mind. There's something, Ace of Swords in reverse, a certain truth that has not been illuminated. And I'm getting that for this eclipse season, we're going to, like, these truths that we haven't been accepting. Maybe there's a truth within yourself that you haven't felt safe enough to express. For a lot of you in this collective, it might have to do with going an unconventional path, because let's be real, we're here and a lot of us are into witchy topics. A lot of us might be queer. A lot of us might be, we're open-minded. Collectively, we are open-minded people, and we have refused certain paths that I'm getting, we're almost like the illusion of free will. For a lot of you in this collective that's tuning into this right now, what I'm getting is that you were in a position of a liminal space where there were multiple options in front of you, none of which seemed to resonate with you 100%. You might be the sort of friend that, or you're like a floater friend where you get along with lots of different types of people in different types of groups, but you might have felt like you had to hide a part of who you are in every group. A lot of you might be neurodivergent as well, or just in general, there's a little bit of a quirky energy. I feel that this Leo energy is going to really be illuminating for us to accept this sort of inner truth. And it almost feels like a coming out. So for a lot of you, if you are queer, that could be a part of the story. It also could be coming out as a witch. It also could be coming out in an unconventional job or an unconventional relationship in some way. But it feels as though you've been unsatisfied with a lot of the potential options shown to you, and you have refused accepting breadcrumbs. You are demanding more for yourself and for your life. You're demanding more, and you are going to get more through your ability to accept a certain inner truth about you and then wearing it loud and proud. Okay, so there's something about coming out, being loud and proud. You might be hard launching a new relationship. High Priestess, there's something deep inside you that only you know that feels right to you. And I feel like for a lot of us, we've spent the past year really aligning our frequency and attuning what we really want and figuring out how to emotionally regulate. With the King of Cups here, I feel as though we know what we want and we know what that looks like. We have figured out how to regulate our emotions, and we figured out how to relax. And that is, as Jupiter's no longer in Cancer, we all learned the past year how to tune in to our emotional realms a little bit more. And now that Mercury is out of shadow, we experienced a pretty cleansing Mercury retrograde in Cancer that really attuned us emotionally to our bodies. And there's a certain truth that we've come to about either our limits or our desires, um, that might feel a little bit unconventional or might feel like we're going against the grain, but it we're not going against the grain, we're going against the machine. Okay? We're not going against the grain. We're going against the machine of systems that don't work for us as human people. We have quieted down and we are listening to our higher wisdom with the high priestess. Now that things have calmed down a little bit more, we're able to listen to our inner voice. A lot of us, I feel, have been in these liminal space sort of positions where, old friends, old friendships might have ended, relationships might have ended, or you might just feel at a crossroads, like you're caught in between a couple of different things. This eclipse season is going to be a perfect opportunity for you to, now that you are clearer about who you are and what it is you want, and now that you have decided that you are going to refuse to accept breadcrumbs and you're accepting an inner truth, uh, with pride. That is central to this Leo energy. You're proud. There's something about you that you're proud of because it's who you are. And whether this is about being queer, neurodivergent, a witch, whether it's about being a musician, an artist, a poet, there's some sort of identity that you are really resonating with, that you are realizing relates to an inner truth within you that you are proud of. And you're proud because you listen to yourself even even when you felt like a fish out of water. Even when you were dealing with inertia, you believed in yourself regardless. You believed in yourself. And I feel like whatever it is that you're about to step out with a newfound confidence. You might be going to more networking events, you might be putting yourself out there more online. Leo in general is going to challenge us to be visible. Temperance. But a part of this, there's a certain level of acceptance that we've come to internally that is allowing us to have that pride and be seen, because we also know that we are well nourished. Okay. We have nourished ourselves and we're comfortable. It's like we trust our capacity to regulate ourselves. And so, therefore, putting ourselves out there is not nearly as scary as it once was. It feels like a mosaic of things coming together. Like, you might find there's something, I feel like we're going to be experiencing a lot of serendipity or synchronicity this month, because it's almost as if Cancer season and the Cancer Mercury retrograde and Jupiter in Cancer, all of that was aligning us and with the correct tuning fork sort of resonance, so that now we're like in the correct stream, where it's like now this Leo energy really is like this moment of stepping out. And I feel like we're going to be really proud of ourselves. So let's see, what else do we need to know? Yeah, and it's important to remember that Leo is also related to the inner child. And there's a childlike spirit and curiosity to Leo that is not always understood. But this Leo season in the Leo eclipse cycle is going to kind of invite us to take on this beginner's mindset. Um, we we're able to take on a beginner's mindset because we trust in ourselves to manage our emotional capacity. We're able to want more out of life because we trust that we can regulate ourselves along the way. This is about the fact that we've come to a moment within ourselves where we're trusting our own capacity and our ability to take care of ourselves, which means that we're able to ask for more from life. So you're going to be taking one small step that allows you to ask for more out of life. And with death in reverse, I feel like you're ready. Like you've already been doing a lot of letting go of what doesn't serve you, letting go of limited beliefs. You've been doing that. You've been licking your wounds. You've been healing. And I feel as though you are reaching a point of quantum leap to some degree that you don't even quite see coming, because you have been doing all of this shedding of skin. You have been doing all of this releasing with death in reverse. You've done ego death after ego death. And so now there's something that you're about to do that really feels like you, that you're going to take pride in. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And I also am part of you asking for more out of life and letting yourself want more out of life is going to accept where you need help and where you need support. You're going to likely be getting over. See, I'm telling you, you're going to do something with pride, but now I'm also thinking about getting over your pride. And so our relationship to pride is going to be important here. But there's something about like getting over the fear of embarrassment, getting over the fear of mistake, trial and error, cringe, taking the L, because you're realizing that putting yourself out there, whether that be like an open mic or like social media, you're finding solidarity in all of the others who have also put themselves out there before you and alongside you. It's about figuring out, it's about recognizing that you don't really mind if your limits or your needs or your vulnerabilities or your desire for support, none of that makes you less than, because it's that vulnerability that is going to propel you into being able to put yourself out there bravely with that beginner's mindset. With the death in reverse and the Six of Cups, this is like, this is very cute energy. It's very fresh. I feel like a lot of you might be feeling like you're a kid again, or that you're young again after some sort of ego death that you experienced. And you're reviving a passion that you had with something that maybe a dream that maybe you thought you gave up on. I'm getting the energy of being fresh out of college. And it's like, I'm going to make the most of my life. I'm going to be myself. Like that kind of energy is really strong for this eclipse season. But with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, don't let the lack of resources or the lack of support inhibit you. Because if you put yourself out there vulnerably, that is what is going to allow support to come to you. That is going to allow you to be seen so that the right people will come toward you. You've already attuned your frequency. You're already locked in with your highest timeline here. And there's something very vulnerable and sweet about this energy where you're going to be putting yourself out there and getting over these visibility wounds. It's a matter of taking pride and also letting go of pride within reason. Because we're realizing during this eclipse season that to deny our truth in order to fit in is not freedom at all. Even if we think that if we were to be ourselves and trust our intuition and accept our inner truth, even if we were to think that might make us less than, even if we were to think that the areas in which we need support and we might need recognition, or we might need friendship, or we might need love, or we might need training. Maybe you have a talent, but you're still working on a skill set or a craftsmanship, and maybe you need mentorship. There's something that you need at this time that I feel as though you're going to get over your pride and put yourself out there based on your raw desire, raw talent, raw authenticity. You're going to make a brave small step that is going to allow you to connect with and meet the right people, that is going to, the star just flew out, that is going to help you be the person that you're meant to be. And the star, I believe this card is traditionally associated with Aquarius energy. Um, the North Node is in Aquarius. And so I do feel like this Leo eclipse, it's going to kind of usher us into being okay with being weird, letting our freak flag fly. And it is about doing what we love with pride, being who we are with pride, but also letting go of our pride and not caring so much what people think, because at the end of the day, our body, our intuition, our desires are going to always tell us who we are and what it is that we really want. And with the King of Cups and the Four of Swords, we've done a lot of processing. We've done a lot of staying at home. Cancer season is over. Mercury in Cancer retrograde is over. Jupiter in Cancer is over. So this is like, get out of the house and get on stage. I hope that this helped, and I hope that you have a wonderful eclipse season. Um, yeah, I feel like whatever it is that you want more of out of life, you can handle it and you deserve it.